Today is a new day to start again. Take each moment one by one and do the best you can. Yesterday doesn't matter, it only serves as a ladder. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed, so make your plans accordingly. Today is a new day to start again. Take each moment one by one and do the best you can. Grand Rising, today is a new day to start again. It is 3/6/2025. We're moving along, marching along in March. I had a little interaction on my Fresh Eyes live that I did yesterday. Just one person, but my views have rapidly dropped. I did pick up a couple subscribers. These videos are really for me. So gloves off. I don't have to really worry about too much, at least. You get the genuine me. I'm not really worried about anybody getting offended because there's only one person really that watches, one or two. I have no idea what I'm doing, honestly, so I think that's part of what's coming out in these. And I do them so much that I oversaturate, but I really don't care. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I just give what I have in the mornings. I'm not in on the Trump rah-rah party. I don't like it at all, honestly. Out of all the things I've seen so far in politics, there's been a few that I didn't like, and this is one that I particularly don't like. But I'm not on the anti-Trump either, and I do want our country to succeed, so I'm literally hoping for the best, like a parent that kind of needs to look away for we know when it will eventually pop. Just like to see red people pushing forward, it's alarming, but I'm not scared. It's the same when blue people were wrecking the country, is what everybody said. There was some crazy things going on where they left the borders open, and the most people that have ever came into our country at one time, really without a great system of letting them in, which was really just the dumbest thing you could ever think of to do. But I mean, I don't know, doesn't seem like anything really happened. And I didn't think that a Republican could be elected president after all the new voters. I know they're not allowed to vote, but it just seemed like that was an easy way to cheat. And so I'm pretty sure that it's going to be okay if we could survive that. Like I said, I just hope for the best. Honestly, even the most informed of us, I used to think that it was really important to be informed. I don't even know what informed. I guess you're informed if you're informed. I try to take each day one at a time. Take each week one at a time. Take each month one at a time, and take each season one at a time. And I came to a point in my life where it was really important to me to really focus on the present and what I actually had some kind of influence on. Because if I'm spending all this time worrying about things that I really have, because what are you doing so you can prepare for it financially, or you can take advantage? All of that is not what I want to do in my life. I only have so much time here. It seems like it's not something I want to invest in because I can't take any of that with me anyways. And I'm not, who am I trying to save? Why do I do these videos when no one watches them? When no one probably ever will? I mean, I'm not that important. I understand that. Because I'm very unusual. But I wouldn't say I'm boring by any means. If there's a video camera on my life, I've went through it. There's been some interesting things. I am not on a common path. Sometimes I just talk to talk, and that often gets me in trouble. I have had to learn that as I've grown older. So part of what these videos do is I get this all out. I found that I'm good at helping broken people. I think I am, because I've been broken, especially broken people that appear fixed, ones that walk around like they're really fine. My dad was one of those, I think. Do I have delusions of grandeur? I've always wondered if I suffered from delusions of grandeur. I mean, I think anyone that has this, anybody that's going to do a video every day and try to start a whole movement and do it for this long with as little response as I've actually gotten from it, what is wrong with me? I obviously have delusions of grandeur. I would say my mom had a lot to do with that. She really built me up, so it's her fault. And she really gave me a strong foundation, so it's hard to strip me down. She built me to be a late bloomer. If I am good at helping broken people, it's because my mom made me Superman. And I've really tested it. Sorry, Mom. I love to fly in my dreams. It's been a long time, though. I used to fly a lot in my dreams, and recently, it's been a long time since I've flown in my dreams. Sleeping and dreaming. I haven't put a lot of effort into those. I'm just kind of letting them do its thing. I guess these entries are kind of dream journals. That's what I've always wanted to do, too. I was drawn to do that. I've never been good at it. I know in a dream journal, though, you're supposed to recant your dreams. I'm just really waking and writing. That's what these are. I basically sit down for a few minutes, and it's funny, when I started this one, when I generally start, not generally, but a lot, not even a lot. Sometimes, some mornings when I wake up, I really don't want to do this. I haven't had much response from it. My life ain't doing great, and I'm just like, man, I don't want to do it. But it's funny, some of those are the ones where I write the most. So I'm sure it's helpful. I hope it doesn't get me in too much trouble. I know everybody's watching. The three. I just realized why I do these videos is because I love it. So while I was writing this and I was going through it, I do love the moment when I really feel like while I'm writing, the joy that I feel while I'm writing, I'm presenting that and I'm watching it. So I present it on video and then I watch it back. And there are moments where I feel like there was resonance even just with me. And that's all you really need. If no one likes it and no one views it, if you don't know me by now, you will never, ever, ever know me. Ooh. I think I've kind of presented who I am for the most part. So then I got into something because I have a feeling I'm going to struggle a little bit in society. I mean, I already have, but moving forward with this momentum of red, I'd rather not be involved in any conversations about it. I don't want to engage. You're not going to want my input. I promise you, you won't. I'm not hiding and I'm not worried. You know, some people think that they have to be involved to fight the good fight. And if you think that that's what your calling is, then I guess that's what you should do. I'm not saying I'm giving up. I'm saying I believe in the way and that the way is going to take care of things. And me doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I think that's the most important thing, is that you play your role. In chaos situations, when people try to do too much is when problems happen. This all sounds very... We only have invested amount of time with our energy. You should put your energy into things that you can have power on. So building something that will survive anything is the best thing you can do. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Why so serious? So raise your glasses in the air. I thought that was interesting. The thing about the toast is, and the toast is involved in all of these things, is I don't drink. I don't want to drink anymore. I've done it. I don't want to. So I feel like I'm being involved in something. I'm much more of a pass the joint around kind of guy. Maybe a nice bonfire. I'd rather keep the cooler of beer somewhere I don't have to listen to the sound or smell the burp. If you could keep that over there, I'm fine with it. I'm not trying to be, mean. I really don't think it's wise to mix the two. They don't mix. So don't mix them. Let me rephrase that. Don't do things to your body that you know will be bad for you and everyone around you. So when I'm talking about mixing these two, I mean it really socially too. It seems to be very combative of the two, especially the beer cans. But some of the tequila is kind of a sparky whiskey. Or is it whiskey? I don't think it's whiskey, but anyways, even the really good malts and stuff like that, they tend to be a little bit more mellow, but all of these things have energy involved, and you don't want too much of that stuff being mixed with each other. They're fine on Earth. You don't have to have them together. And you really shouldn't have them together in your body at the same time. I'm just telling you, that's something that I found to be true, so just don't do it. That's one way. But if you need to abstain from doing things, I've talked a lot about this, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but the core of addiction is your spiritual journey. That's what it is. That's what it comes down to, even though you may not be a spiritualist, and that might be the problem why you're not gaining onto it. But even if you're not a spiritualist, even if you're going to be a stone cold atheist, which is really weird, but go ahead and do it. I would say that there's scientific reasons to not mix the two, period. And to understand what addiction is, and to, even if you're a nihilist and you think that death is just done, I mean, it's just stupidity. So you don't have to just use logic though. When people say that I do believe that you should abstain. That's one of the best ways, but it's not the only way. When we say things are the only way, that's when we really close people off from actually growing. You have to make systems adaptable and accommodating. And I have found that there is some great things involved with a lot of these different programs, but I have some issues with some of their tenets that I think actually lead to revolving door. But I don't want to really talk about that. I just really wanted to get into, I do want to try to talk to people that have had difficulty with quitting things, because it's not as hard as it sounds, and you don't have to quit everything, and you don't have to quit forever. You just get practiced at quitting. Don't be a quitter, all that kind of stuff. Remove people like that out of your life when you're doing stuff like that. Self-love is really what it comes down to. I think you should take the suffering. We all have guilt, and we all have things that we've done wrong in our lives. So whenever you have to suffer a little bit, you use that as your punishment, your self-punishment. You treat that as your self-discipline of punishment for what you have done. And you don't have to beat somebody with punishment. Punishment is a good thing. Punishment is teaching yourself abstinence, really, is what I think is the best thing. And I don't think punishment's really the best way to describe it, but I'm trying to reach people in different ways. But you earn your sobriety. You earn it. That's what you do. You take all that grit that you've gotten, all that. It's not to prove people wrong. It's to prove yourself right. If you are here listening to this video right now, and I declare that today is a new day to start again. If you listen, we have the whole day ahead of us. We just got to make it through today with everything you got. If you were down and you feel like staying down today because you've just been beat down, then stay down for the day. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with doing that for as long as you have to do it. Until tomorrow. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right, do-do-do-do. It can even be a little funny when it's ugly. Whenever you're really in bad shape, you can still laugh at yourself. Whenever you're really in bad shape, if you're still alive and you're just like, I've been in some bad spots. And you do sometimes chuckle because it's you that you just, my head hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. And you do beg. I promise I will never, ever. 2 hours later. Weed helps with that, actually. If you're really hurt, you smoke a little weed and it can make you feel a little better. So it can be dangerous for sure, because then you do a little weed and you're like, if that's your crux, if you're like, then you smoke a cigarette and then you drink a little hair of the dog, bad stuff can happen for sure. But I don't know. And then I had fugly written because it's a funny word. When I first sat down, I didn't want to do this video, and now I'm at 15 minutes and 49 seconds. So there you go. The Tao is great. Do great. Be great. Be grateful. I may end the Fresh Eyes series with 7 on home. I think that's pretty fitting, actually. It's just not gotten much traction on it. Maybe I just need to retool. The cool thing about this is I can do things a whole bunch of different ways. So I think I am going to stall on Fresh Eyes because it's kind of a bummer to do something and not get really anything from it. And I'm on live, so... And I don't know that the last 2 I've been putting enough effort into, really. I'm kind of doing the same thing I do every day, which is this. And this has really been enough for me. And I'm really doing it for me anyways. So if anybody else gets anything from this, my long-windedness, I appreciate you for listening this far. Calling in my soul tribe. I really am trying. This is what I want to do, is this moving forward, is to teach people this, whatever it is. My nonsense, I guess. Hope everybody has a great day out there. Do great. Be great. You got the whole day ahead of you.